Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. My name's Rachel and today I'm going to do a big dump of product empties. I think I've been keeping a lot of these for at least 6-8 months, some of them almost a year. So I have a lot to get through and I think there's 20 different products I want to talk about. Some of them are things that I have mentioned before in my past. I have done 2 product empty videos already. So after you watch this video, you might want to check those out. I will have them linked in the description box below and they will be somewhere around here at the end of the video. I'm just gonna dive right into it, and after I go through all of these product empties and talk about them with you, I'm going to recycle them. So I'm gonna grab my bag and just toss them all in a bag to be recycled. The first thing I'm gonna dive into are things that I have multiples of and things that I've talked about in other videos because they're my absolute favorites. This is probably no surprise, but the CeraVe body lotion, daily moisturizing lotion. It has 3 essential spermicides and hyaluronic acid. And I just don't have these 2. I also have these 2. And there's another one, and another one, and I just dropped one on the floor. Please hold. So this is it. So this is 6 empty bottles of this stuff. I think these have been in the last 2 videos. I love them. I use it every single day. I use it all over my body. This is my full body moisturizer. You can also use this on your face. Sometimes I do, but I have another specific face moisturizer that I like to use. So highly recommend this. I have very dry skin. I also have sensitive skin. And before using this in the winter, I would get scaly, itchy, dry, yucky looking skin, especially on my legs, and this completely made that go away. So my skin feels so soft and smooth, and I have like sensory issues, so I don't like that feeling of greasiness or thickness or oiliness on my skin, and I don't get that feeling with these at all. So these are really great for that. This is probably gonna pop up in every single product empty video that I do because I love it so much. And I typically buy it in bulk and get this shipped to me like 4 to 6 of these at a time just because I go through them so quickly. I think I go through 6 of these or so in about a year. So this is almost a year's supply of my body lotion. And honestly, if they made a bigger one of these, I would get it bigger just because I use it so much, but I'm pretty sure that this 16 fluid ounce size is the biggest that they come in. So moving right along into the next favorite is the Avene thermal spring water spray. I have 3 big ones, a small one. I do get tinier canisters that you can put in your purse. I have one right now, and I did go through a couple of those, so I don't know why I didn't save them. I absolutely love these. I use these every day, and I use them between layers of skincare products. So for example, I wash my face at night, do a double cleanse, and in the morning I just wash with water in the shower. But after I get out of the shower, I usually do the COSRX snail mucin, and then I let that sit for a little bit, and then I spray this, and then I let that soak in for a couple minutes, and then do a moisturizer on top. Adding this between layers of skincare kind of keeps my skin looking really juicy, and on days when it's really hot or I'm sweating or working out or I'm outside for a long period of time, I take this with me and then I just spray it on my face because it feels very, very refreshing. Obviously, if you're wearing makeup, it's probably not a good idea to spray this all over your face, but I really like this. It's great for sensitive skin. It even says that right on the bottle. It soothes sensitive skin. This is a French brand. I have this set up on a subscription to get a discount, so I believe I go through one of these every 2 or 3 months, so that's why I have quite a few because this is almost a year's supply. Love this. Continue to buy this. I just opened a new one and I have an extra one waiting for me just because I go through them so much. So highly recommend these if you have sensitive skin or you want like glowy, dewy looking skin, or you like to have a refresh at work, traveling, vacation, being outside, etc. I am trying to move through these right along because we have so many things to get through. The next thing that I'm going to talk about is one that I did bring up last time, and this is another CeraVe product. It's the therapeutic hand cream, and it has 3 essential spermicides, hyaluronic acid, and niacinamide, and it does have a non-greasy texture. So this really helps with dry, cracked skin, especially in the winter. I only have one of these because I typically only use it in the winter when it's very, very cold and dry, because I live in Pennsylvania and that's just a part of life. This is definitely like a fall winter product. I haven't reached for this in a while. I do have one in the bathroom. Typically in the summer when it's more humid, I tend to just use the regular daily moisturizing lotion on my hands. I did that this morning, but this, I need some extra protection in the winter, especially like during cold and flu season when I'm washing my hands a lot, or, you know, like I said, the dry weather. So this is great. I will keep buying this for the winter and using it for that purpose. So I'm gonna move to another body thing, and this is one that I haven't talked about before, but this is the Crystal Mineral Deodorant Stick Unscented. The container looks a little bit worse for wear. I do have some of this in here still, but it's not looking that great. So this deodorant is made from alum, which is like a crystal stone. Technically, yes, you can see that I have more of this to use. However, after a while, the mineral stops working. So I originally bought this, I believe, prior to 2020. So it's been 5 years. So it just lost its potency. So there was like a few days in a row I was putting it on. You have to really put it on pretty thick under your armpits. And to use it, you just wet the top of the stone and then you go like this. And you have to apply multiple layers. It's not like a regular deodorant or antiperspirant. Then I was like noticing that I kind of had like a body odor smell, and I was like, okay, that's really weird. Maybe I just didn't put enough on. So then I really applied it heavily and realized that I still like had a body odor scent. So I looked it up online, and it does turn out that after a while they can lose their potency. So I ended up having to get a new one, and it does start out pretty tall at the top. And I feel like for 5 years of use, even though I am like getting rid of a portion of it, I still feel like that's pretty good for deodorant. I have not worn regular deodorant in a really long time, but my partner Kevin does. He usually goes through a couple sticks of deodorant a year. So for me to get 5 years out of this and then it stopped working, I feel is like pretty decent. They do make this without the plastic container. They just make it in a stone form if you want to try to reduce your plastic intake, and you can order that one online, which I would have done if it wasn't for the fact that I was in desperate need of deodorant. So I had to go to multiple places to find this, and eventually Kevin found it for me at, I think, like Whole Foods. So it's not typically at like CVS. I think CVS has a crystal roll-on one, but they don't actually have the physical like mineral hard crystal. So it was kind of hard to find. Otherwise I would have ordered it without the plastic, but pretty cool. If you're looking for like an alternative to regular deodorant, this is a pretty good one. Again, you do have to apply it a lot more than regular deodorant, and I don't mean like multiple times a day. I mean just in the morning. You need to make many sweeps of it underneath your arms, and it doesn't have a smell. Some people like to have a deodorant smell. I can't stand it. I think it's weird. I don't like smelling my sweat and deodorant like fake scents and fragrance at the same time. It grosses me out. Personal preference, but yeah, pretty cool if you're looking for a deodorant alternative. So I'm gonna move away from body care into hair care, and I do have 2 things that are duplicates. This is my Prose custom curl cream, and I've talked about Prose quite a few times in these videos, and I think maybe in another video on my channel. But Prose is customized hair care. So you go online, you take a quiz, you answer their questions, talk about where you live, what type of hair you have, what you're looking to get out of hair products. It goes into a lot of details, and I've been using this for several years now. So this is my Bouncy Curls Definition and Anti-Frizz Curl Cream, and I really love this stuff. It really makes my curls hold. It gives them a lot of bounce. It doesn't give my hair lots of frizz unless it's really humid. I don't use this every single day. Most of the time I don't put product in my hair, especially because I work from home. But on the days that I do go out or have events or something to go to, I will put curl cream in my hair to give it that curl. I actually do have it in my hair now, and I'm gonna try to like get closer to the camera. so you can see the curls. To be honest, a lot of this is natural. You do have to like give it some proper care for my hair to curl this way. I don't use heat. This is just how my hair naturally gets. The underneath is the curliest part. Like, I have some great curls coming in here. I love all the Prose products. I love their shampoo, the conditioner. It smells good. I feel like my hair looks better than it ever has, and I used salon quality products before. So really like it, highly recommend it if you're looking for custom hair care. And I have another one. This is the Redken oil from All. This is a sample. It's kind of grimy, so I apologize about the grime on the bottle. I talked about this one in another video as well. This is a sample that I got from my mom and she got from her job, and I do really like this. Some days I don't use my curl cream, but I want like a little something to get my hair glossy or to protect my hair, so I use an oil, and I've used quite a few different bottles of these, so I really like it. But I typically just use whatever oil my mom gives me, so I don't go out and buy my own oils. I just use whatever she gets from work. This is another one from my mom. It is Moroccanoil Curl Re-Energizing Spray, and I used a lot of this. So this was just like during the day when your curls kind of start falling, you can spray this in there. This smelled really, really good and I liked it. I'm not sure if they still make this because this is pretty old, so I'll have to ask my mom if they still make it because I would use it again. But instead of using like a curl spray or re-energizing spray product, I've just been using Avene, the thermal spring water, and just spritzing that on my hair and kind of scrunching to get my curls to come back. So that's what I've been using instead of like hair products. I would never go out of my way and buy one of these. Again, I get it from my mom from her job, so I always like to try different ones out. So I'm gonna move into face products. So the first one I'm going to show you is Duplicate. This is the moisturizer that I use. So I wanted a moisturizer that didn't have actives in, that I could just use with other serums or other actives. I do have a moisturizer I use at night that has an active, but this is my daytime moisturizer. But this is the Sukin Signature Facial Moisturizer, paraben free. It has rosehip, avocado, sesame, and jojoba oils. It's for all skin types. I get this at a grocery store called Fresh Time, and they do have a website, but I'm not sure if you can buy it from there. This isn't like a very popular brand. This isn't trendy. You're not gonna see this on TikTok or Instagram unless someone decides to turn it into a trend. I really like it. It really works well for my skin. I just want something simple. I don't want to constantly be layering and putting on tons of actives. So this is what I use. I have another bottle in the bathroom that's almost empty, and then I have my backup bottle. So this is really like my go-to. It's also lightweight, no greasy feeling. It doesn't feel heavy on my skin, which, as I mentioned earlier, is like a pet peeve of mine. I have sensory issues, so I don't want to feel weighted down. So this is really nice. I do have another moisturizer that I want to review. This one I got because I couldn't get to Fresh Time to get that one, or Fresh Time was out. This is one that I found at Whole Foods. It's Evan Healy Blue Chamomile Moisturizer. Blue Chamomile Moisturizer. I'm talking so fast that the words aren't coming out, so let's slow down. It's for sensitive and dry skin. It has argan oil, jojoba oil, shea butter, German chamomile, carrot seed, lavender essential oils. It came in a jar. So this is the jar that it came in. It did smell really good. I can still kind of smell it. It had a very strong scent, so at first I was kind of turned off by the scent, but I got used to it. But as you can see, I scraped out like every single last bit of this. I did really like this. It is much thicker than the other moisturizer that I just talked about. So this is great for winter, and I think this winter I might get this again if I see that my skin's really dry and I need a thicker moisturizer. This was a really great one. Again, I didn't want to have any actives. I just wanted a plain moisturizer to use in the daytime when I'm layering other ingredients in the steps prior to moisturizer. So this one was pretty cool as well. It's a little expensive because it's from Whole Foods. The other one is definitely a much cheaper buy. I think this was like $40 or something for this jar. So for me, for just a moisturizer, I felt like it was a little much, but sometimes they run sales. Don't know where else you can get this because I got it at Whole Foods, so I would check online if you want to try this one. So we're gonna move into serums. I've talked about this one before. This is the Merit Great Skin Instant Glow Serum. This has hyaluronic acid and niacinamide in it. I don't have the box that has all the ingredients, but I definitely spoke about this a lot more in my last video, and I had the box in that video, so if you want to know all the details, check out that video after this one. I do really like this. It definitely gives you glowy, dewy skin, especially if you're layering it with the COSRX Snail Mucin and moisturizer and the thermal spring water. Typically, I put this one first, then the COSRX Snail Mucin, then the moisturizer. Of course, I'm layering like the thermal spring water between that, letting it soak into my skin. I know I mentioned this in the last video. I don't like the pump. Sometimes the pump doesn't work well and you're pumping it into your palm and then it goes everywhere. And I have noticed that sometimes if it's really hot and humid outside, that if I layer this, then my skin kind of breaks out a little bit. Like I get a little bit of a flare up. So I don't use this every day now. And I'm not sure like why that's happening, because when I first started using this, that didn't happen. So I don't know if it's because I'm not using it every day, so my skin's adjusting, or it has to do with the weather outside. But this is something that I've noticed recently. I do have it on today, and it is hot and humid outside today, so I'm kind of experimenting to see if that might be the case, but not sure. Everybody's skin is different, so it could work for you, it could not. But yeah, do like this. Have one that I'm currently using, but not using it every day like I used to. This is my nighttime serum, and this is actually a Prose product. Prose launched customized skincare, and I got a free sample box. So I got a moisturizer, this serum, and a face wash. And I'm almost done using the moisturizer, and the face wash still has a lot to go. But this has hyaluronic acid, allantoin, ALLANTOIN. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's to soothe and glow. And this was a part of my nighttime routine, so I used all three products in this kit together, as well as another like oil cleanser before the face wash that came with this. So once I empty the moisturizer that came with this, I do have another backup of these that I ended up ordering because I liked it so much. So I'm going to open that and use it again. Again, they're asking you questions, asking you about your skin type, your skin goals, where you live, problems you have with your skin, etc. So everybody's custom bottle is going to be different, but it is pretty cool to try out custom skincare. The Snail Mucin COSRX, this is a viral product, and at first I didn't like it. I was like, okay, this isn't doing anything. But then once I started layering it with other products and using that thermal spring water with it, I noticed a big difference. It definitely helps keep my skin hydrated and smooth and kind of like that dewy finish look that a lot of people like to have. I wouldn't say that it completely reduced any fine lines and wrinkles. Like I have very deep lines in my forehead. I've had them since I was in my mid-20s because I make a lot of facial expressions where, you know, I'm moving this part of my face up and down, and I am getting like lines, finer lines here. So I typically try to use eye cream to fix that. So I haven't noticed a big difference with that. I know that some people say that's really helped with aging. So if you're looking for an aging product, maybe get this a try. For me, I haven't noticed that big of a difference other than keeping it hydrated, keeping it glowing. Since I've been using this along with the other products, I've noticed a big difference in my dry skin, and it's a lot dewier, it looks better, my complexion's better. A lot of the sunspots that I had, which I thought were freckles, they were actually sunspots. They have gone away now, and I feel like my skin, other than like some breakouts here and there and a bit of dermatitis, looks a lot better than it did before. So I just had to find like the right routine and the right products that work well together. So I definitely like this a lot more than I originally did. I am almost done with another bottle, and then of course I have a backup bottle because I'm gonna keep using it. When I was having this peely, scaly, dry skin and I was trying to fix that, I gave these a try. It's the Dr. Dennis Gross Ultra Gentle Daily Peel, and I think I did talk about these in my last video. It's a 2-step peel. It's wipes. You wipe it on your face, leave it for a couple minutes, and then you do another wipe, and it seemed to help. But the last time that I used this, I had a really bad reaction and my face got really red and it was burning and it wasn't working. So I stopped using this, and they also got really expensive. There was 30 treatments in here, and I think last time I looked up the price, this was almost $80. I just felt like it wasn't worth it. I just think that's too much. Also, the fact that it's a wipe and it's in individual packets, it's like a lot of waste. So it comes in the box, it comes in a packet. It's just like too much waste for me to feel comfortable with. I stopped buying it. Don't plan on getting these again. I do not do any type of like gentle peels or exfoliants right now, and my skin is looking fine. To be honest, I can't even really recommend it because I just think the price is too much for what you get. Moving on to oil cleanser. This is the deep cleansing oil from DHC. This was the first oil cleanser that I bought when I decided that I wanted to try double cleansing and I wanted to try an oil cleanser. So I would use this first. You don't use any water, you just pump it in, rub it in your face for a minute, wipe it off, and then I would use the next like water-based facial cleanser. And I did really like this a lot. I might have gotten this a second time but didn't keep the bottle, but I don't remember. I ended up finding a cleanser that I like better, which I will talk about next. So I haven't gotten this in a while, and I probably would get it again if I didn't like the other cleansing balm that I got. This is actually really not expensive. I think this was $10. So if you want to try an oil cleanser or double cleansing, this is a pretty low cost way to do it. And I got it on Amazon, so you can just go right on Amazon and get it, and I believe other skincare places have it as well. This is the cleansing balm that I got that I really like. It's from Farmacy. It's called Green Clean Makeup Melt Away Cleansing Balm. It smells so good, and since I do my double cleanse at night, I really love that I had this like luxurious smelling product to use at night. So this is my first step. I don't have like the original lid, but it does come with like a little scoopy thing. You don't use any water with this. You put it on dry skin, you massage it in there, and then you rinse with warm water, wipe it off with a washcloth. It has moringa extract to help purify skin. It doesn't say any of the other of the products, but I'm gonna link everything down below so you can go online and check it out for yourself. I bought another jar. It's almost done, so I actually have to order another one. I think right now it's like $20 on Amazon. It is a little on the expensive side, I guess. $30 to $40, I think, what it's not on a discount right now. Amazon has it on a discount. I really like it. It smells good. It makes my skin super smooth after I use it, so I love it, and highly would recommend this one if you're looking for like a cleansing balm. I have one more like skincare product left, and this one I didn't finish. It technically expired and it started separating, and I really didn't like it. I wanted to try to use the whole thing, but there's still actually kind of a good bit of product in here, and I feel bad, but it just didn't work for me. I probably should have returned it. By the time I realized that I didn't like it, it was past the return window. But this is the ILIA Bright Start Activated Eye Cream. And the big like selling point and feature was this little, let me see if I can get it to show up. Okay, there we go. So the big selling point was this like applicator tip, and I didn't like it because I felt like it tugged my eye area too much. Your eye area is very sensitive, so you don't really want to tug, especially if you're in your 30s and you're starting to see signs of aging. So it's definitely a place where you want to dab. So I didn't like the applicator at all. I have very sensitive skin and sensitive eyes, so this made my eyes water. I just didn't like it. So I won't be buying this again. again, doesn't mean that other people don't like it. I do like a lot of ILIA's products. It just wasn't the right eye cream for me. And I think I maybe mentioned before that I was having a hard time finding an eye cream that I really liked, and I've gone through several of them. Happy to report that I have found an eye cream and it's almost empty, and I'm gonna buy another one. So in the next product empties video, I'm going to talk about it. So I'm excited to finally have found an eye cream that doesn't bother my eyes and that gives me really big results. So stay tuned for that in the next video in the product empties series. The next 4 things, or the last 4, I have never talked about in a product empties video because I typically don't wear makeup, but I do have some makeup. The first 2 I'm going to talk about is the ILIA eyeshadows. It's liquid powder. This one's in dim and this one is in cork. Yes, there's still product in here, but I did not get to use all of it before it expired. I think I bought it at a time where I was still like going out. I know I bought it after the lockdowns ended and we were getting back to going out again, but then I just didn't use it enough. Again, I feel bad for wasting product, but it was a couple years old. It was separating. It was not the right consistency, so unfortunately I do have to get rid of it. I do really like these, and when I got my job in January and I went back to like a hybrid work environment, I bought these again. So I am using them now, and I am very confident that I will be able to use that product before it expires or goes bad or starts to separate. So I do really like these, highly recommend. It has a wand. You just put the product on your face and then I tap it. Actually, in my last work life diaries video, I did a get ready with me the morning before I went to work, so you can see me apply this. It does have a little bit of shimmer. I don't like over the top makeup or all the contouring, and like I don't like all the crazy stuff. I just want something simple, something to draw attention to my eyes, and something just like cute but like also natural. So I really like this if you're looking for a more like relaxed makeup look. Along the lines with makeup, I was looking for a brown mascara because I read somewhere online that if you have green eyes and like fair skin, I read that brown mascara is better because it's not as like in your face. And since I like the natural makeup look, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it. So I tried the Dior show because they had a brown mascara. I liked it, but not as much as the Too Faced Better Than. I'm not going to finish it for YouTube purposes, but I used to get that one in black and I really liked it. I found out that they make it in brown now, so I won't be getting the Dior show again. It was okay, but again, didn't like it as much as my Too Faced. So if you're looking for a brown mascara and you like Dior's products, maybe this is for you, but it is not going to be one for me. Last but not least is another makeup product. This is the ILIA Super Serum Skin Tint Broad Spectrum SPF 40. It has niacinamide, squalene, and hyaluronic acid. And again, I did not use all of this and it started to go bad, and I have mixed feelings about this. I did buy it again when I went back to work, used it only a couple times, and again, I have that sensory issue where I don't like the feeling of stuff on my skin. So I've never really worn foundation, but I thought a skin tint might not be too bad. When it's hot and humid, it's just like too much on my skin. Even this is too much, and depending on what I put on before this, sometimes this gives me a reaction. So I have to like be very specific with the products I'm using before this. Typically I just put moisturizer on because again, I don't like that sticky, tons of layers, like greasy feeling. I did get this matched. I sent in pictures and I actually worked with a representative at ILIA to make sure that this was the correct skin match for me. So they sent a recommendation and told me exactly what to get. Felt like it was perfect. It did really match my skin well. It covered up a lot of the redness that I have. It does work really well. It's just the feeling, the sensory issues, kind of like why I don't use this that much. So not sure how I feel about this yet. I have to start using the one that I just bought so it doesn't go bad. I need to try to start using it. Maybe I'll use it at home to get comfortable with it because then I can just wash it off my face. if it's getting on my nerves instead of wearing it to work. This is a very popular product, and I know a lot of people talk about this and rave about this. So this was another product that I did not get to before it expired. I actually ended up using a lot of it, but it separated. I tried to get this in the smallest jar possible, and they do have a sample size that's smaller, but I wasn't able to just purchase that outright. But this is the Dr. Jart Tiger Grass Color Correcting Treatment. I got this because I heard a lot of people talking about it. It seemed to be really popular, and I have red skin because of my dermatitis, so like around my face, just in general right here, there's usually a lot of redness. And how this works is that it goes on green, and then as it oxidizes, it turns like a tan color and kind of mats into your skin. I do really like it for covering up redness, but it does have some cons. One of the cons is if my skin is really dry and I'm having a dry skin moment, I can see like the flakage, like it looks flaky. And so for me to use it, I have to take a CeraVe Vaseline type, I forget what the product's called, but I have to dab it into my skin. I cannot rub this in, I have to dab it so it doesn't get like flakiness, so it doesn't get imperfections on the finish on my skin. Sometimes I feel like it looks a little gray, like it kind of washes your skin out to like a weird like gray alien color. I've seen other people say that in reviews about this product. Dr. Jart does have other color correcting products. I saw someone say they have a serum, and so I want to try that. I know they have another product in this line that's supposed to help with redness too. I do have a sample one of these and I'm still using it. I use it a lot when there's a lot of redness, I'm having breakouts, or I have an event. So that is all the product empties that I have for today. We had a lot to get through. This is the third video in the product empty series, and I do try to get out one of these videos every 6 months to a year to share with you my little like passion of skincare and trying to take better care of my skin as I age and in my 30s. So if you have used any of the products that I mentioned in today's video, let me know in the comments below and let me know what your experiences with them, what you think about them. I would love to hear from you. I really appreciate you joining me today. And if you did like this video, make sure you like and subscribe and check out the other 2 videos in this series that I have posted. Thanks so much for watching. I look forward to connecting with you in the next video.